Now, tonight, I'm going to show you how to make these wee Rice Krispie puddings. And they are so easy. There's something you could make with the grandchildren. And you don't need a lot of ingredients. What you need, and later on, I'll put the recipes up on the Facebook page in case you don't get the recipe down this evening. You want 50 grams of butter and put that in a large Pyrex bowl. You also want 180 grams of marshmallows, and I've got these weighed out here. Tip these into the bowl. And then you want 200 grams of milk chocolate. Now, I don't use baking chocolate for this. I tend to use cheaper quality eating chocolate, and each of these bars is 100 grams, so I know that I've got sufficient here. So I'll break them up and pop them into the bowl along with the marshmallows and the butter. Just make sure you get all the chocolate out. And now, when I first got this recipe, I think it did say that you could microwave it, but I'm lethal with a microwave, and the last time I melted chocolate in the microwave, it was in a plastic bowl and it burnt the bottom out of the bowl. So tonight I'm going to do it in a glass Pyrex bowl over a pan of hot water. So I'll just pop this onto the cooker. And then this is what we end up with. Now, obviously, it takes a wee while to get it to this stage, where the ingredients are all melted in together. And then what you're going to do is add 100 grams of Rice Krispies. So just tip these in and mix them in. You need to give them a good mixing. Now, at this point, if you didn't want to make the little Christmas puddings, you can actually press this mixture into a Swiss roll tin, and it would make you a tray bake. You could cover it with chocolate. Now, we've got all the Rice Krispies near enough mixed in, like so. And then you're going to form little balls. Now, bring this over, it's sitting up on here. You want to form little balls like this. But what I suggest you do, because this mixture is quite sticky, wet your hands. And get the mixture in. Now, I made these the other week at a Steer Tray Federation demonstration, and my sister-in-law happened to see a photograph of them on my Facebook page. Now, this is the size of a walnut, but here, when she saw it, there was nothing to compare the size against, and she thought they were big. And she said, oh, you could put real holly on them, and that's when I realised that this doesn't look right, but you can make them any size you want, but I'm doing them the size of a walnut, and just form them into rounds. Now, you will get probably, depending on the size, round about 40 little Christmas puddings out of this. Now, I'm only going to do one more, because it would be, you'd be sitting there thinking you were watching paint dry if I had to end up doing the lot. I'll put this to the side, give my hands a wash. And then what you want to do next is melt some white chocolate. Now, I don't know whether Annette's on this evening, but I got a message from her the other day. She was trying to melt white chocolate and she was having a job melting it. Now, white cooking chocolate.
Yes, I'm here, Linda.
White cooking chocolate can take a bit of melting. And again, I've got mine melted over a pan of hot water. And you need to stir it, coat it to get it nice and smooth. And then what you want to do is, don't know whether you can quite see this, but spoon some of the melted chocolate on top of the little Christmas puddings, like so. Now, it doesn't, you don't want it everywhere, but, it doesn't need to be that elegant. My grandchildren love this, and they enjoy the white chocolate. So I'll just finish off doing the rest of them. And you don't need that much. This happens to be baking chocolate I've used for the top of this, because obviously there's not that much chocolate on them. Now, if I was going to serve these with, say, coffee as petit fours, I would make them quite small. But I was just thinking, after my sister-in-law said to me about putting real holly in it, you could form a great big huge ball and then make it into a Christmas pudding, but it would take a fair bit of cutting. But there we are. That's them all done now, like so.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Right, okay, that one's tipped over a wee bit. Then you need to put the holly on them. Now, when I first made these, I bought these holly leaves, which are tiny. They're absolutely minuscule. You can hardly see them there. And there's also wee white, no, there's not. There's wee red dots of berries in there. Now, the sad person that I am, I had too much time in my hands. I actually tipped them all out and sorted out the red berries from the leaves and put them in separate containers. But I can't remember actually where I got these from. I have a feeling possibly I sent away for them. But tonight, I've got other holly leaves that I'm going to put on, and I did send away for these ones. They're really quite nice. There's 3 leaves and a wee berry on the middle, and they're an awful lot easier to manoeuvre about and get onto the top of your Christmas puddings. So I'll just do the lot before the chocolate sets. White chocolate takes a wee while actually to set, but you obviously don't want it setting, and then you can't get the berries, the leaves to stick. I've got too short. But anyway, you leave these now to set, and then I like to put them into little paper cases, as I've done with these ones there. Yeah. So that's your finished Christmas puddings. Nice and easy to make, and basically a beginner could make these ones. And you don't need a list of ingredients as long as your arm, because that puts me off making something. So I'll be back later and I'll show you something else to make for Christmas. There we are.
Thank you very much, Linda. Thank you. Now, can I just go to everyone? Does anyone have any questions? Or yes, well done. Everyone's clapping silently. If you could just all unmute for a minute, that's great, and then we can say thank you to Linda for that. That was lovely. Fiona Campbell, I think you've
great. Thanks, Linda.
I had a question. Are holly leaves edible?
Yes, they are.
They are all edible, right? Thank you.
Everything's edible on them. Always make sure if I'm putting something onto a cake or that, usually I try and make it edible. Just because there's always somebody would pop something in their mouth, but you've just got to be careful.
Especially with children. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I ask what happens if your mixture seizes up while you're still working with it, the base mixture?
Well, you could soften it. I've never actually had that problem because by the time you work it, I mean, I've still got this bowl here that I worked with, a few minutes ago, and it's still quite malleable and soft.
Okay.
So, I can still form that into around. So it doesn't set that quickly. It's just that, if tonight I left this at the side for too long, it is going to go a bit hard. But when you're making them at home, you'll probably be making the balls all in one go. So it should be all right. You don't have that problem. Okay?
Thank you.
I think Linda Retton, did you have a question?
Linda, can I ask, where do you send for the holly leaves?
Well, this lot is called Scrumptious, and I have a feeling it came off of eBay. So if you type in Scrumptious and holly leaves, it may come up, in one of the searches for it. But that's the exact tub that it came in through the post.
That's super, thank you.